That though.
Okay, hold on. Exposure.
Oh no, you need a better platform. It's gonna slide right off of there.
It's perfect.
It's not.
perfect.
It's gonna, I think it's gonna fall off.
It's all good.
Want some help?
No. Thank you though.
And action.
He said it.
Yeah.
Hi, I am now in Frisco, Colorado with Paula Parker. She's awesome. And we're going to talk a little bit about Frisco, Silverthorne, and Dillon. So,
And Keystone.
No, we're not going to talk
Keystone?
about Keystone because
Okay.
that's a resort community.
That's true.
I love Dillon. That's where I live. And first of all, let me ask you, what brought you to this community?
I grew up here basically from age 10, 11, 12. My dad's, we were embedded into the ski industry from a ski bum point of view, but also building development.
Why I love her. One of the many reasons.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's not completely true to say I grew up here. I didn't go to like middle and high school here. I was ski racing, but Golden High School, ski racing in Summit County, back and forth a lot. We own property at Copper Mountain.
Honey?
Look at that awesome get
Nice
up.
sled. I wish you could see that beat cap.
Yeah. Anyhow, so and then met and married my husband. We scraped together our dollars and bought a house and managed to raise 2 kids on a ski bum, ski bum. What is the word I'm looking for? Income. I guess that's a hard word. Those 2 things don't really go together. But until I quit running the ski club and said, what can I do? What am I good at? And what do I know about? And real estate was the answer.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So what are your favorite things about this community?
I love the small town aspect of all of Summit County, even though today in particular people are complaining about that it's busier than they would like. It's still a small town. I can walk down the street and see 15 people I know. I can see very few people I don't know.
That's pretty
Unless
awesome.
they are not from here, in which case they're our guests and our
Paula.
customers. Hi.
So, see, she knows somebody.
People call me the mayor, even though that's not a job I would ever want.
So one of the things I love about the Frisco, Silverthorne, and Dillon is that there isn't a ski resort in the town.
Right.
But how close are we to the other ski resorts from sitting in front of your office?
That's exactly what I tell people. I'm like, you could live at the Basic Rec, you could live in Keystone, as you mentioned, it's a resort town. It's a resort municipality.
Right, it's not a town.
But, I mean, we're 6 miles from Copper. We're 9 miles to Keystone. We are, 20 minutes to A Basin. We are an easy half an hour to Vail. Beyond that, Beaver Creek. The possibilities in this town are endless, and yet we're not influenced by that resort situation. Frisco is really like the Chamber of Commerce town for Copper Mountain. We share the same zip code, but at the same time, we have a post office here.
Yeah. So when I was a little kid, this was like a hopping town. I mean, Dillon was pretty big when I was a little kid, but this was like where we would come to Frisco. So
Yeah.
I really love it.
Yeah.
So give me a little bit of an overview on what's going on in the market.
Well, so the overarching market in Summit County, like a lot of resort places, is there's pent-up demand. There's a line of buyers for every single listing that comes on the market. There's unsatisfied demand, and that's going to hold prices up, I think, for a little while longer. For instance, today there are 4 active listings. Oh, no, there are 3 active listings in Frisco.
One's already gone. You probably sold it.
One is a teardown. One hasn't been built yet. The other one is a big old house out on the lake that, probably has the wrong price, but somebody's going to buy it. That's it. So,
Yeah.
and, we saw this coming even before COVID. 20 years or so of declining inventory against demand has put us in this place. It was exacerbated by COVID, but I don't think people are gonna suddenly bail out of the idea of living here because of all the reasons we already discussed. It's a great place to be.
So I've been asking people a surprise question, and my eyes are watering. I'm so happy it's snowing.
It's snowing.
I'm crying.
It's supposed to snow a lot.
Oh, felling.
Actually, I think it's gonna upslope. But anyway, go
But
ahead.
I've been asking people, what can we do about the challenges we're having with rentals and all. And I'm just going to point out out the fact that a lot of people buy properties so that they can use them occasionally and they can offset their costs.
Yeah. That's the typical formula for more than 2/3 of buyers, more than 2/3 of properties in Summit County are not occupied by their owner. More than half of those are purchased by people in the Front Range. So anywhere from Fort Collins to Colorado Springs and points elsewhere. But for that reason that you mentioned, they want to split their time between their primary home and a home in the mountains. And in order to do that and use it themselves, converting to a long-term rental is not really feasible. Unless, of course, the house has like an apartment or the capacity to build an apartment. Like I'm in the process of building an apartment over my garage. Don't tell anybody.
You didn't hear
it's
that.
all permitted and everything, but I already have a tenant, so don't hunt me down. I think the solution is, I just drove around Breckenridge this morning. I had 2 previews to do, and then I drove through a new development where adjacent to it was a development that I had heard of, but I had never witnessed. Loma Verde Apartments. So apartment housing, one owner, landlord, people pay rent, good transient, short-term housing solution for workers or people who want to test out living in Summit County. If they don't already have the means or there's not a supply to buy something, apartment housing is, I think, one answer.
Not good for families.
There's not a, well, it depends on how big it is, I suppose.
Yeah.
You know, like in cities, people live in apartments.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
But they're all moving here.
they're all moving here. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
One thing I didn't even mention is, what is it, about 6 blocks down that way to the east? There's a big old reservoir. So
Yeah.
in the winter, there's all this skiing. There is cross-country skiing here.
There's
as
and,
well.
and on the reservoir, in fact, just last weekend they opened up the trail system, so you
They
can
did.
you can zip from
Fat
my house to your
bike,
house.
You can
Yeah.
cross-country ski. You can walk the
In
dog.
the summer, there's
Just pick up the dog poo and don't leave it in a plastic bag on the reservoir, because that's my big pet peeve.
that is a pet peeve.
Anyways,
is
hey.
that a pun?
I don't know, but thanks so much. I love you so much, and
Yeah, this
is
was
Frisco.
fun.
Yay!
This is Frisco. Okay. Well, that was a lot of talking. Maybe.